Hi everyone, welcome in our today's webinar on getting started with LiveChat. The goal of this webinar is to show you all the ways that you can effectively use LiveChat to benefit your business. Let me introduce myself. My name is Justina. I'm a support hero here at LiveChat, and I'm joined by our wonderful key account manager, Kuba.
Hi everyone.
We have Daniel joining us in the chat room. He will be available throughout the entire webinar. So if you have any questions or just want to say hi to him, please feel free to do so. Just before we start, I would like to ask you to give us a shout if there are any technical issues, either with visuals or sound. Okay, let's move on to today's agenda. The webinar should last about 30 to 40 minutes, and we will cover the following topics. We will start from the application. I will show you the user interface. You will learn some of the most important tools. Then we will carry out a test chat and go over some useful chatting techniques. Next, we're gonna play with settings and customizations to finally dive into tickets and reporting. We will end up with a Q&A session in which we will address some of your questions. Okay, let's start. So first of all, what is LiveChat? I guess most of you are already familiar with it, but for those who aren't, LiveChat is a support tool that allows its users to communicate with their website visitors in real time. Setting up and using LiveChat is really easy. You only need to add a short JS script to your website source and log in to one of the applications that we provide. Users may download a desktop application to their computers, either Mac or PC, or if they don't like downloading stuff, they can just proceed to the web-based application. What's great about those is that both of them look the same, so you can easily switch between the two, and also the fact that you can both chat and manage settings all at the same time. For those of you who are constantly on the go, we have mobile applications that work for iOS and Android devices. So wherever you are, be it doing grocery shopping, having a haircut, or walking out your dog, you can always stay in control of what's going on your website and get in touch with your customers and never miss any lead anymore. Right, so I think that's enough of the theory. Let's dive into the application. I will sign in. There you go. So this is the agent's dashboard. That's where you're gonna work. Please make sure that you change your status to accepting chats, and you're now ready to take your first chat. I have uploaded the chat widget to a sample page so that you can see it in action. Let me just mention that all about the widget is customizable, so you can change its color, you can change its position, its size, and the caption. After pressing the Chat Now button, your visitors will see a pre-chat survey. Asking for your customer's name and the email is a great way to gather meaningful information, which can be then passed to your marketing automation tools like MailChimp, for example. Other useful features in the pre-chat survey would be adding a department field, and the department field lets your visitors choose who they want to speak to depending on the nature of their request. So it can be a sales, support, or technical department. This way, you support your customers more effectively and resolve their problems quicker. Okay, so I will fill this out. Sorry for that. And start the chat. So since I filled out the pre-chat survey, I provided my name in it. Now Ray can address me directly. This creates a really generic and personal experience for me. There are some other nice touches that add to the affinity and friendliness of the chat window. Like, for example, agent's picture, his name, and some cute job title. At LiveChat, we like to call our agents support heroes, and you can believe me or not, but this seemingly unimportant detail adds a lot to the actual atmosphere of the chat. It's a great icebreaker and a great starting point to very fun interactions with our customers. During the chat, customers can rate their experience, which is a great tool for further evaluation, and also can request a chat transcript to be sent to them via email. Okay, so let's say hello to Ray. After sending a message, you as an agent will see a notification and hear a sound. Upon clicking on it, you'll be directly taken to the dashboard. All engaged customers will appear in those circles. So as you can see, one agent can handle multiple chats. At LiveChat, we do up to 6 chats at once. This again is something that's customizable, and it's best to tailor it to your working style. Nevertheless, we would suggest keeping this number to a reasonable level so that you don't flood your agents with chats, with such number of chats that they cannot handle. I think it's better experience to queue a few of your customers before chat than try to serve them all, but in a hasty manner. The customer circle turned red now because I haven't replied to John for quite a while, so let me just do it. LiveChat allows you to support your customers really quickly, and we provide some great tools for that. This little guy over here is the message sneak peek. This will give you a preview of what your customer is typing before he even presses the enter button, so that you can prepare a message beforehand. And John is about to ask me how am I doing, and this is quite a common question, so I have an answer prepared for him, which is stored under canned responses, and I can access it by hitting the hash button and then typing in the tag. There you go. So I have the answer ready, even though John haven't even asked the question, which is a great tool facilitating the whole communication and adding and speeding up the whole process. Yeah. Now let's move on to some other useful features that we provide. LiveChat. At LiveChat, we're really crazy about great support, and we believe that the more personalized and generic the support, the better. That's why we equipped our customers with some useful information about their customers. So not only those details from the pre-chat survey, but also the location, number of visits, or IP address. Apart from that, you can add some more context to your interaction with customers by integrating with third-party solutions. In this case, we have Desk and Salesforce. Desk will show you an overview of all the cases that you may have with such a customer. So I can see that John has asked about his order and about discounts, so that I can predict what this chat will be about. And with Salesforce, I will see John's potential as a customer, so I'll be able to present him with a very tailored and specially prepared offer. Desk and Salesforce are not the only solutions that you can connect your live chat with. We have integrated our tool with 46 most popular solutions on the market, including CRM, CMS, mailing, and social platforms like Facebook, MailChimp, Zendesk, Sugar CRM, WordPress, and many, many more. All those can be easily accessed from the More button. You can add your custom tools over here and then send information back and forth between those platforms, adding more context and making your interaction with customer more productive. There are some other useful tools under the More button, so you can transfer the chat to other agents, create tickets, or upload files. There is also a ban feature. This will help you help with customers who are being nuisance. And at LiveChat, we get quite a lot of those. And being Google's #1 search for LiveChat is not that all roses. Many customers come to our website thinking that we are a friend-seeking platform or even a sex chat. So with the use of this feature, we are able to filter such bad traffic and prevent such customers from starting a chat with us. Okay, so let me stop the chat with John so that we can move on. I will just add a tag to it, which will allow me to later on find such chat in archives. All concluded chats will be saved in the archives. Those are saved indefinitely on your license. We never delete them. So as long as your subscription lasts, they will be here for you. You can search them with the use of the search tool. Just type in a clue, hit enter, and you will get results, which can be further filtered with the use of those filters. So as I mentioned, there is a tag filter. You can search by date, by agent name, group, or rating. And rating is very useful if you want to spot chats that didn't went so well. So you just click on rated bad and oh, there you go. We even have one chat that wasn't rated good with John webinar, but this guy is not with us anymore. So there's nothing to worry about. I think that's it about archives. Let me now move on to the visitors list. And I don't want to show you the visitors list from this license because we only have John on our website, so you won't see the full scope of how the list actually looks like. I would like to show you a fully blown list. So let me just jump to our live license. Sorry, there you go. So this list will give you a full overview of all the people that are currently on your website, and it will group them into handy categories. So you will have people grouped in category like chatting, invited, or browsing website. It will also give you some additional information about such users, for example, where they're from, the site they at the moment, and also will indicate returning visitors. After clicking on any of such chatting visitors, you will be shown some more details and will be able to supervise that chat. And supervision is a great tool for managers who can monitor performance of their employees, and can also whisper, send prompts to their agents, and those won't be visible to agents. I'm not sure what to whisper, so we'll just say hello. And this tool is not only useful for managers, but also for rookies who can use it for training purposes. This way, new employees can engage in real chats and just be assisted by their managers, who can just step in when such agent has any problem. Right. And the browsing list will show you people who are on your website but not engaged in a chat. But you can also proactively initiate a chat with them. It's enough to click on any of such visitors and then go to Start Chat button, and the chat will start immediately. It's a good idea to invite people who are stuck on a product page, for example, so maybe they need some advice, or who are on a contact page. It's even better to use automated greetings for visitors like that, and make LiveChat do the job for you. We have done that on our contact page, and were able to decrease the number of incoming phone calls by 60%, which added to our agents' effectiveness in handling requests, because they were able to handle all those customers via chat, which is more effective than phone. Speaking of greetings, let me just show you how to set them up. So I will go back to our demo license. Greetings, live chat greetings are really great. They allow you for a number of automations. So you can invite people after some time. You can invite people from current URL or from any geolocalization. You can also set up some more greetings under this button. And those greetings can be further tweaked. So you can add more conditions and edit the already set up conditions. It's good to remember to keep those as personal and relevant as possible. Let's say you have a shop in Canada, so it may be a good way to use the geolocalization greeting. You don't ship outside the Canada, so there's really no point of inviting people outside of Canada. So you can add the condition to invite only Canadians, and maybe some other condition like time on the website, so that you don't jump on them on the moment they land on your website. So just hit Save Changes, turn it on, and it's ready. Greetings are a great way to make your chat really stand out, and a great way to increase the number of chats as well. Another such tool would be an eye catcher. An eye catcher is an image that can be added to your chat widget. You can choose one from our gallery, or you can upload your custom picture just to resemble the design of your website. The widget itself can also be tweaked so that it fits to your website design, and I'm sorry, and this can be done in the theme section, where you can choose the style change the color. Sorry, not this one. Add your company logo, some social buttons, and more. And I think that customizing with your own CSS, the buttons I clicked before, is where the real fun begins, because you gain the full control over the appearance of your chat. So you can change its size, you can change its shape, you can change fonts, you can add custom background. Well, the sky is the limit. And just not to stay empty worded, let me show you some cool examples of customizations from my favorite websites. Here's one from the chat shop, iWeb and Triangle. And speaking of iWeb, here you can see really great use of departments. So the customers can choose who they want to speak with. So yeah, this is really great. Another ways to customize your chat window would be to change its language. You can choose from 36 available translations, so I hope you can find yours on the list. You can also add a pre-chat and post-chat survey, and both are also customizable, so you can add fields to them and change color. Pre-chat is, of course, for gathering data, and post-chat is to collect your customers' feedback. And I think I'm gonna stop here and pass it over to Kuba. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Justina. I will now talk about a way to stay in touch with your clients outside of the chat window. The ticket feature will allow you to do that. Of course, we encourage you to stay online as long as possible. However, we are aware that some of our clients cannot provide 24/7 support. So this is why we introduced this great feature, which will allow you to stay in touch with your clients even if your chat is offline, so your agents are not available to answer the chats. You can also customize the ticket form to get the information you need from your client. So, an example, if you need to have an order ID from your client, you can add another field with order ID question to get the information you need. Each ticket will be placed in the tickets section, and whenever a new ticket is sent to you, your agents will receive a notification via email, so they won't miss any new tickets. And to answer the tickets, all you have to do is open a ticket. You can read the message from your customer. You can type a reply here. You can also use canned responses in this section. You can add a private comment to the ticket, add an attachment, or change status of a ticket. On the right side of the window, you will see some additional information about the ticket. So you can see when the ticket was created, or an example, the source of the ticket. You can also change the assignee of a ticket. So assign it to one of your teammates. And if you won't find your teammate on this list, you can always create a new profile for your agent in the agent section. And creating a new agent is very easy. All you have to do is click add an agent button, enter the agent's name and email. You can also choose a photo for your agent. You can use one of our stock photos, and you can also upload your own picture. And we, of course, recommend to upload your own photo because thanks to that, this contact with client is much more personal. You can also change a permission for your new created agent. So you can set him up as an administrator, and administrators have access to the settings of your license. But regardless the status, both administrators and agents can answer the chats from your clients. You can also assign this agent to a particular group. And as Justina mentioned, groups can be used to divide your live chat by the departments. You can also use groups to divide communication from different channels. So from your billing section or from your social media, you can also use groups to implement the chat on multiple different domains and customize the look of the chat for each domain. You will also see some information, report information for each group, and for more reports, there is a separate section, and here you can really quickly check a scoop from last 7 days for your chats and your tickets. If you have a free TV in your office, or you are using multiple monitors, you can use our LiveChat dashboard and monitor your reports in the real time. And there's always also a chat and ticket section for more information about what is going on your license. Here you can check the performance for your license and for your agents, because you can also filter the reports by a time period, agent, group, or tag. And with reports, the similar rule apply as with archives. So you have constant access to all the reports from the moment your license was created. And thanks to that, you can compare the numbers, check how they were growing during a particular month. You can also use the 24-hour distribution to check the report information for a particular time of the day. In the chat satisfaction report, you can see the rated chats from your clients. So those thumbs up and thumbs down icons, which Justina was talking about when she was describing the chat window. And here you can check the top rated agents. So which one of your agents needs to work on his performance, and who is the best rated agent and can lead as an example for other agents in the company. The availability statistic will show you how long your chat was available, and you also can check this information for each agent. So you can really quickly check if your agents were available and online when they should be. And actually, thanks to this feature, one of our clients found out that one of his agents wasn't online when he should be, and I think that he shared the fate of John Webinar and is no longer working in this company. The goals features will allow you to measure the effectiveness of your chat. So you can use the goals features to check how many chats, an example, ended with a sale. So if you have an online store, you can set up a URL of your checkout page as a goal. And if your client will land on this page during the chat or after the chat, it will be marked as a goal. So this is an additional feature to measure the effectiveness of your chat. The queued conversion statistic will show you how many clients proceeded to the chat from your queue and how many clients left the queue before the chat had a chance to start. And this is a great statistic because you can use it to predict staffing for your license. If you will use the 24-hour distribution statistic, you can see during which hours your queue is the biggest, and you can add some additional agents to reduce this queue number to absolute minimum. Of course, if some of your clients will leave the page before the chat had a chance to start, there is always a queue abandonment statistic, and here you can check the contact information for clients that left your website before the chat had a chance to start. So they were placed in queue but left your page. And in example, you can use our ticketing system to create a ticket for such client and continue the communication via ticket. And lastly, chat survey statistic will show you the answers for closed questions in both pre and post chat survey. In example, you can ask your clients in a pre-chat survey how did they found out about your website. And in example, if you are running a marketing campaign, you can check if your marketing campaign is working or not. And post-chat survey can be used to gather feedback from your clients. And we have an example from our company. We are asking our clients if they are talking with us about the problem for the first time, or if they are returning with the problem, and if the problem was resolved during the chat. So thanks to that, we can measure if our agents are able to handle the problems immediately, or they need to be escalated. The ticket reports will also tell you about the performance of your tickets. So how many tickets were created. You can also see the satisfaction from the ticket. So whenever a ticket is solved, your clients can rate the ticket. So you can also see if your clients are happy with the help that they receive from your agents. The first response time is a very important statistic because it will show you how long your client has to wait before he will receive a first response for his ticket. And in our office, we want to keep this under 1 hour. So we also recommend to keep this statistic under 1 hour, if it's, of course, if it's possible. Solved tickets report will show you how many tickets were solved, so how many cases were closed during a particular time period. Resolution time is a time from the moment that the ticket was created to the moment that the ticket was marked as solved. So it's also a performance statistic. And lastly, ticket sources is a statistic that will tell you from which channels the tickets were coming to you. And of course, this is just a basic overview of the key features of our software. There is a lot more that you can learn, and for customers that are hungry for knowledge, we provide our knowledge base feature, and you can open it and check one of over 100 knowledge base articles. You can also sign up for new webinars. And if you want, you can here start the chat with one of our agents. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can always start a chat with us and ask us any questions you want.